The old Carolina. Hey, what's up, peeps? The old Carolina Hillbilly coming at you live. JoJo Largy. Down here on the farm, out in front of one of the ponds there, just thinking about life and about my story. And this week, Trump was supposed to be no more wars, president, peace president, and now here we are going to be in a war with Iran. Okay, wasn't expecting that, and now Iran's calling for China and Russia to come back them. And you know what that would mean? World War III. So I hope my future ancestors and ancestors, that's you past, the people that's going to come after me, grandchildren and so on and so on, I hope they're still living in a half America that we are now, that we still have some of our freedoms, because the police state, always in war, inflation, everything beating the working man down. Now he's saying, oh, we was going to send back all the illegals, but now the farmers and the, fast food or hotel service, he said it somehow like that, they can stay, but everybody else will send back. And then a day or so later, he's like, oh, no, just kidding. We're going to send them all back. Like, what is going on? Is that what? I don't think that's what we and most people voted for. We wanted our country back. We wanted America first. We wanted no more wars and start no new wars and stay out of other people's business, because we wouldn't like it if some country came to us and been like, hey, America, you got to live and do like we are. We'd be like, what? How about you worry about your country and we'll worry about ours? But no. And they're saying, oh, they got nuclear weapons. Okay. Ain't that what you said about Iraq? Said it over and over and over and over and over. $7 trillion of our money later. Did we win the war? We killed Osama bin Laden in the mountains in Afghanistan. People from Saudi Arabia was the ones who were on the plane and stuff. Iraq, like, y'all said it was because of 9/11, or they had weapons of mass destruction, were all lies. And now they came out and they said they were lies. That is a fact. So first of all, that's what I said, people. We got to stay independent. We cannot trust politicians. I'm sorry. No matter how bad you want to think this one, that one, or the other one's for us, they're only for the donors, for the industrial complex of the military, of pharma, our healthcare. That's why we're going to stay down. Unfortunately, the American dream, I wish to God was still here. But no. Yeah. I hope you're out there swimming in Roscoe. Yeah. See, this is my, thank God, at least a little piece of the American dream. A poor boy who grew up with nothing, who had to move over and over and over because the rent wouldn't get paid. Unfortunately, that's just life. That's how it was for a poor white boy in the hills of the Blue Ridge, So literally nothing. Had to quit school to help take care of my brother and sister and pay the bills for mama while, I'll get into that later about my dad and mother and how our life was. And, they were just simple poor people that just tried to make it. Daddy was in Vietnam. He was a Vietnam veteran, and mom was young, and that's their story. But anyway, start getting sidetracked. I do that. Y'all will learn that a lot about me. I start rambling about one thing and something take me completely off in a different direction. So anyway, I just wanted to rant a little bit because I thought we was going to be in no more wars. We was going to be peace finally. We weren't going to be the world's police. We was going to start worrying about Americans in America. And instead, now we're starting a new war, which could be World War III. And we're like, okay, you're illegal, you done it the wrong way, but we're going to reward you by letting you stay here now and make you legal so you can farm and do the work that us rich people don't want to do. But people like me that grew up poor did it. I was in the biker field from 5 years old, picking up leaves, putting on sticks on the stringer. Okay. Then, as soon as I got 8, they put me and my brother in a row and it's like, keep up. Come on, people. I made $5 a day in the 80s. In the 90s, they finally paid me and my brother $2.50 an hour apiece to work all day long in the fields. And it was nothing but white people. Okay? So don't tell me. And it was where I live, it ain't many black people, of course. But the ones that were here, they worked just as hard as anybody else. And they were out there with the rest of us. Or they was at the chicken plant in Dobson. All the white and black people that live in the town. And then farmers started bringing them in illegally from Mexico to give them some shithole house to live in, pay them $5 an hour, no taxes. They and take them. At first, they would take them back every year, and then after a couple of years, they just started staying and they didn't go back during the winter. Then next thing you know, they started bringing their wife and kids. And next thing you know, somehow, you know they ain't legal. You can't even speak English. So how can you tell me you're legal if you can't even speak English? I'm sorry, might sound mean, but that's the God honest truth, and y'all know that. If you can't speak English, you're not legal. So how do you have Social Security numbers and everything else to get a job at Wayne Farms or Tyson around here at the chicken plants? Huh? I understand a farmer paying you cash under the table, you getting to work and everything, but all of a sudden you bring your wives, you quit the farmers, make them mad, start going to the chicken plants, and next thing you know, they're going to the health department, they're getting food stamps. Don't tell me they don't. I've lived here my whole entire life in Surrey County, North Carolina, and I know how it works, brother, because I was one of the poor ones at the health department with them. Okay, homie, don't even go there. They would work, have good jobs, both the husband and wife, work at the chicken plant, make decent money for around here, but also get food stamps and Medicaid or care, whichever one, where you take your kids and everything's paid for at the health department. Okay? That does happen. That's our tax money going for that. Okay? I'm not saying not to do it because they're here. You don't want to be cruel to a human being. You know what I mean? We know that. And that's what they know, and they know it pulls at their heartstrings. But how's that treating everybody who went the right way and went through line and waited and took the test and paid their dues and done what they had to? How's that make? That's like spitting in their face. You know, you got to think about that side too. What about them people? So we can only feel sorry for one people and not the other? Come on, y'all. We got to wake up in America. We're all in this together. If you're poor, you're poor, homie. If you're poor, you're poor. No matter what your color is. Trust me, I know what poor is. And nobody wants that for them and their family. But inflation's going to go up so much, you make $1,000 a week and it ain't going to matter. You're still going to be poor. Because what's $1,000 a week if a trailer rents $1,000? So boom, there's that week. Then next week you got your car payment, and you have to have 2 people working, so that's 2 car payments. $1,000 don't even cover that, so that's that check and half of the next one gone. That only leaves you $1,500 more, and you still got groceries, you still got this expense, that expense, your cable, your phones, your this, your that, your yada effing yada. So, come on, we got to band together. We got to start voting with our heads and not our biases or our color or our Republican or Democrat side. We've got to vote for what is right for Americans. That's why I don't even know why when somebody says the white man or the black man or the Hispanic man, what? Why the first word ain't that American? And your name. Just like the transgender bunch of hoopla. How about you tell me your name and I'll call you your name? Not they, them. That means more than one person. And we're working, we know you're not. Come on. All right. Your name's John, Jill, Bob, Francisco. Don't care. Hey, how you doing, Jill, Bob? That's all. That's simple. You call a person by their name, and we're Americans. You're not white or African or this or that American. You're American. That means we're all here together. Is that right, guys? Hopefully you got to see a couple of my dogs. So anyway, that's the rant for this week, and I ain't made this would be my episode 2. I'll get more technical as it goes and stuff, but for right now, you're going to get while I'm on my hikes with my dogs, me talking about my story. All right, I'm outie. Till next time, peeps.